Good morning. It is Saturday, April 28th. You are listening to Studio 365, powered by Table Think. My name is Joshua, and I'm here in the studio with Pastor Carrie Palmer, and we love it when the tape gets rolling to record our episode as we are right now, full of fun and laughter here on a Saturday.
Wow, we've already had... People have missed some of the fun we've already had today.
That's right, they have.
Been pretty crazy.
Yep.
And I think we'll have it probably on our new show. We should talk about some of the stuff that has happened this week behind the scenes. Because it's been, as you often say, epic.
Yeah, there is a lot of fun things that happen behind the scenes. And yeah, so speaking of the new show, in case you have anyone's missed the memo, so to speak, our new show is called Studio 365 After Hours, and it is a totally different show, different format. It's doesn't necessarily have a time constraint, which is fun because that means that we can tell more elaborate stories, and I can relive my childhood like I did during the Easter season.
I'll keep you calm over that.
Okay. And so, but anyways, it's a really fun podcast. So go to studio365daily.com and make sure to follow the instructions there so you can listen to that. So.
Really kind of not only gives an inside glimpse of what we are doing on a daily basis, but also kind of gives a challenge of some other areas of life. So I am excited for that.
Yes.
And talk about challenges. I'm going to challenge you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
I know you should be. Well, one of the things that we've talked a lot about through Table Think is what powers our different media things that we're doing. And of course, Studio 365 Daily is our kind of, if you will, our baby, and is the firstborn, and so will always mean a lot.
Right.
But the premise of that is that everyone is invited to the table for conversation. Yeah. And to take a seat is so important. And so today we just wanted to talk a little bit about that premise in looking at that each of us have a table that we have to invite people that won't have to.
Yeah. You must. Yes.
Wow.
Do this. Yes.
That sounded like you have to do this. Yeah. It's Saturday. Give me a break.
I will. Yeah.
So anyway, in John 6, which it's one of the Gospels, which means good news, and it's written in the New Testament, and John is known as kind of the beloved disciple of Jesus, who's just a really good friend. And he talks about this thing that is talking about a miracle when that people needed to be fed, and they estimate, at least 5,000 people were there, if not more, because, not always women and children were counted, but that a dinner was made basically out of a young boy's lunch that was do you remember the story?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is a well-known story.
Yeah.
Yes. And a fun story.
Yeah, the fish and the loaves.
Yeah.
But sometimes this one part gets missed, and it's verse 3 of John 6, and it just says, Jesus went up the slope of a hill and sat down with his disciples. And to me, this means that taking a seat with one another is so important. And it's really what we're about. And, when we sit at a table, there's something different, even in our culture. I mean, a lot of people don't even know what dinner is at a table. Or lunch or whatever, coffee, it's all drive-through experience.
Yeah, it's dinner at the table in your car known as the steering wheel.
That's right. And we all have that. And how significant it is who God of the universe takes time to be with. Right. Those that he loves, those that he wants to teach. And so I think that that's one of the things that we are really trying to encourage others, that they take this conversation that we have and they take it to their table. Right. And they share this. And that's really what Table Think, whatever media that we do, that's what our whole point is, that this is a conversation that needs to continue. Yeah. Yeah. So, do you sit at the table very often?
Not as much as I should.
Now I said you have to.
That's right. Now I must. Yes.
So I love this picture that John is talking about, and in verse 10, Jesus says, have everyone sit down. Yeah. And he says this to disciples. So everyone needs to sit down. And it says that on that grassy slope, more than 5,000 hungry people sat down. Wow. And then Jesus took the barley loaves and the fish and gave thanks to God. And then he gave it to the disciples to distribute to the people. And miraculously, the food multiplied, with everyone eating as much as they wanted. And, I've looked at this passage over and over, and it's always been about the food. It's always been that they had enough, that there was provision. But suddenly this has taken on a different space. They were together. They were with one another. And they were experiencing the more of God. And I think that's really the point of sitting at the table together, is experiencing the more of God together.
Yeah, that's really cool. And I mean, that's, as we think about Table Think, that's kind of where the name for Table Think, which is kind of the organization that we've created to produce these podcasts and all this other stuff, and just that whole idea of kind of everyone coming, sitting together, and kind of, living life together. And that really is cool, because I've heard that story so many times. And I'm just all excited. Like, that's so cool. Imagine, if it was like today and somebody said, I only have this one hamburger, and, it just, multiplies. But they are together and sitting down. That's really cool.
Yeah. That has really been profound to me. And so now I have a new favorite word besides but.
What is that?
With.
There you go.
I
with.
love that.
That is cool.
I just want to give each of us a challenge to take a seat with God and one another. And Joshua and friends, I will talk to you tomorrow in Studio 365.
Awesome. Well, what a great message. And we hope you're having a great weekend. And like we said, check out our new show, Studio 365 After Hours. You can check that out by going to our website, studio365daily.com. We will see you tomorrow.